Gratitude is a duty which ought to be paid, but which none have a right to expect. Every artist wants to be applauded. To write a good love letter, you ought to begin without knowing what you mean to say, and to finish without knowing what you have written. Trust your heart rather than your head. The world of reality has its limits. The world of imagination is boundless. There are always four sides to a story: your side, their side, the truth, and what really happened. Beware of listening to this impostor. You are undone if you once forget that the fruits of the earth belong to us all, and the earth itself to nobody. For it is in our nature to endure patiently the decrees of fate, but not the ill will of others. Rather suffer an injustice than commit one. Those people who treat politics and morality separately will never understand either of them. Whoever blushes confesses guilt. True innocence never feels shame. Insults are the arguments employed by those who are in the wrong. Plants are shaped by cultivation and men by education. What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? Falsehood has an infinity of combinations, but truth has only one mode of being. It is not possible for minds degraded by a host of trivial concerns to ever rise to anything great. You forget that the fruits belong to all and that the land belongs to no one. When something in affliction happens to you, you either let it defeat you or you defeat it. We are reduced to asking others what we are. We never dare to ask ourselves. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. One can buy anything with money except morality. We are born, so to speak, twice over, born into existence, and born into life, born a human being, and born a man. The greatest braggarts are usually the biggest cowards. What good would it be to possess the whole universe if one were its only survivor? I love too sincerely, too completely, I venture to say, to be able to be happy easily. In the purely civil profession of faith, the sovereign should fix the articles as social sentiments. The words slavery and right are contradictory. They cancel each other out. I have never believed that man's freedom consisted in doing what he wants, but rather in never doing what he does not want to do. Love, known to the person by whom it is inspired, becomes more bearable. Too much effort to increase our happiness transforms it into misery. Slaves lose everything in their chains, even the desire of escaping from them. Philosophy teaches us to bear with calmness. When citizens would rather serve with their money than with their persons, the state is not far from its fall. She was dull, unattractive, couldn't tell the time, count money, or tie her own shoelaces, but I loved her. If there were a nation of gods, it would govern itself democratically. A government so perfect is not suited to men. Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains. To assert that the son of a slave is born a slave is to assert that he is not born a man. The moment the people is legitimately assembled as a sovereign body, the jurisdiction of the government wholly lapses. What man loses by the social contract is his natural liberty and an unlimited right to everything he tries to get and succeeds in getting. What he gains is civil liberty and the proprietorship of all he possesses. The right of conquest has no foundation other than the right of the strongest. There is often a great deal of difference between the will of all and the general will. It is easier to conquer than to administer. With enough leverage, a finger could overturn the world. But to support the world, one must have the shoulders of Hercules. The sovereign, merely by virtue of what it is always what it should be. There is no evildoer who could not be made good for something. Tranquility is found also in dungeons, but is that enough to make them desirable places to live in? When the whole people decrees for the whole people, it is considering only itself. Everything conspires to take away from a man who is set in authority over others the sense of justice and reason. In truth, laws are always useful to those with possessions and harmful to those who have nothing. A well-educated man is not so ready to display his learning. He would have too much to say, and he sees that there is much more to be said, so he holds his peace. The strongest is never strong enough to be always the master unless he transforms that strength into right. The more I examine the work of men and their institutions, the more I see that in seeking independence they make themselves slaves. There is no subjection so perfect as that which keeps the appearance of freedom. It is believed that physiognomy is only a simple development of the features already marked out by nature. I would rather be a man of paradoxes than a man of prejudices. Happiness, a good bank account, a good cook, and a good digestion. Why should we build our happiness on the opinions of others when we can find it in our own hearts? Equality is deemed by many a mere speculative chimera which can never be reduced to practice. Never exceed your rights, and they will soon become unlimited. The first step towards vice is to shroud innocent actions in mystery, and whoever likes to conceal something sooner or later has reason to conceal it. Absolute silence leads to sadness. It is the image of death. Nature never deceives us. It is we who deceive ourselves. Conscience is the voice of the soul. The passions are the voice of the body. Everything is good as it comes from the hands of the maker of the world, but degenerates once it gets into the hands of man. Which of the quotes do you like the most? Please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.